In this parasha, we learn about the mitzvah of tefillin. God commanded us that we put the tefillin on our arm and on our head. The tefillin has 4 portions in it written on parchment, which talks about the oneness of God and the exodus of Egypt. And the Torah says that tefillin serves as a sign and a remembrance that God took us out of Egypt and performed all the miracles, and always remember that and be committed to God. But the question is, why put the tefillin on our arm and on our head? We can kind of just look at it. The answer is because the idea of tefillin is that we should bind our heart, emotions, and our mind to the oneness of God and to only positive thinking. But the question is, how is it possible? We know that many of us have negative feelings and emotions such as fears and worries, and inappropriate emotions such as immoral cravings or jealousy and hate. And we have these emotions, and then we begin to think about it, and it pops up. We can't control it. How could we always maintain positive thoughts? And the answer is, the Alter Rebbe explains in Tanya that we need to view our body as a small city, and the enemy is lurking to enter and conquer it. Who is the enemy? The negative thoughts, inappropriate thoughts. It comes into the brain. Now, the mind is like the entrance, the gateway of the person, of our consciousness. And so whenever a negative thought pops up to our brain, the initial thought we cannot control. It popped up. But once we realize that it's a negative thought, we have the choice to either entertain the thought or to reject it, to think about the negativity, and then we get more negative and we become more nervous inside, or we reject it and we replace it with positive thoughts. So whenever negative thoughts pop up in our brain or inappropriate thoughts pop up in our brain and we realize that it's negative, we have the choice to dismiss it, to reject it, and replace it with positive thoughts, happy thoughts, thoughts of bringing benefit to ourselves and to others. And the best thought is the study of Torah. When we study Torah, it uplifts us and it brings us a lot of inspiration. So when we utilize this exercise and tool to always remember that we are in control of what goes into our brain, yes, a lot of negativity comes up, but we have the power to reject it and always to think positive. And if we do that, it will affect our emotional well-being, that we will always be in a situation of in a positive state and optimistic and joyous. And that's the idea of tefillin, that God says, bind the tefillin on your arm and on your head, and always remember that you are in control, not to allow the negativity to enter, but rather should be full of holiness, positivity, and goodness. Have a very good Shabbos.